Well, in Gaza, satellite images studied by BBC Verify appear to show that Israel is creating a new military dividing line separating off the far north of the Strip. It's a move that some experts say could be intended to stop Palestinians returning there in the future. Here's Nick Eardley.
The Israeli military has been carrying out operations in Gaza for well over a year now in response to the 7th of October attacks by Hamas. And as part of that, the IDF has been setting up military corridors where the Israeli military has control of movement. We've covered these before. There's this one down here, the Philadelphia corridor on the border with Egypt. There's another one up here in the middle of the Strip, the Netzarim corridor. But now there's evidence of a third, which could have important implications for the future of the Gaza Strip. Have a look up here. This is it. It runs in the north of Gaza from the border with Israel all the way along to the Mediterranean Sea. And it matters because experts we've spoken to, some of them think this could be a precursor to the Israeli military cutting North Gaza off completely, stopping people returning, possibly permanently. Let me show you first of all what we've found. This is satellite imagery from last year showing, if you look in the circle there, a large group of buildings around this area here on either side of a big road. But if we slide this along, keep an eye on the area in the circle, you can see hundreds of buildings are gone. They've been destroyed by the IDF, and there's a whole new section here that's been cleared. There's evidence of Israeli troops being stationed right along this new corridor. They appear to be in control of the area from the border to the Mediterranean coast. We've looked at a lot of footage of destruction in this area and geolocated these 6 examples where buildings have been brought down by controlled explosions. And if you look just in the background there at the map, they're all very close to this new dividing line. Significant infrastructure being destroyed. Now, the reason all of this matters is there have been suggestions that Israel could cut the north off from the rest of Gaza, stopping residents from returning, creating a military-controlled buffer zone. We put all of these findings to a number of experts, and I just want to show you a selection of their responses. Have a look here. Dr. Helia from RUSI, the prominent security think tank, said the images suggested Israel was preparing to block residents returning to North Gaza. He argued this evidence that we presented shows Israel digging in for the long term. Dr. Edo Hesht, you can see down here, is from a think tank based in Israel, the Begin Sadat Center for Strategic Studies. He said this is evidence of a new partition corridor, although he questioned whether it was designed to be permanent. Now, we've put all of this to the IDF, and they told us that they were currently targeting terrorist operatives and infrastructure in northern Gaza. And they said this, that they have no intention of destroying civilian infrastructure without what they call operational necessity. But they didn't respond directly to the question of whether people who had been displaced from the north of Gaza would be allowed to eventually return.